I'm Dan.
And I'm Georgina.
And we got here just in time.
What? Yes, we rebranded. Is that corny?
No, that's good. We decided that our name of our podcast was a little hard to search for. Mm-hmm. So we thought of some other ideas of what could be the name, and we came up with We Got Here Just in Time.
Yes, and this is kind of, even though it seems like a very simple title, it's very meaningful to us because, for one, we say it all the time. We find when we're like going out, when we're supporting our friends, or just happen to be like out doing something and stumble upon a place, it always seems very synchronous. And we always find ourselves looking at each other and saying, we got here just in time.
I mean, it's like, on one hand, it's like one thing that people say a lot, and it's like kind of that cliche, corny thing, but at the same time, we felt like it resonated with us because it had a lot to do with like our careers and the feeling about where we are, and also like trying not to judge ourselves and like compare ourselves to other people and think about, no, we are where we want to be, and we're there when we want to be and when we need to be.
Yeah, and it's like, as creatives or entrepreneurs, you are always comparing sometimes your start or early-ish start to someone else's middle or end, and it's something that we constantly need to remind ourselves and each other. So we love the double meaning. I hope you love that beautiful, high-quality Canva artwork I did for the cover. That may change.
It's more than I did.
No, he set everything up. But yeah, that's where we're at. Easier to search. Dan had, because he's doing the SEO project on his website, massive project, optimizing everything. He had said our podcast was a little hard to find. And then last week we posted one, and someone was like, I love this. Can you send me the link? I can't find you guys. And I was like, oh, okay. We need to. And I was like, number one, I'm like, oh my goodness, got a new listener. But yeah, that's the story behind it. Should we talk about next? About Thanksgiving.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You go ahead.
Yeah, we had a really nice time just doing nothing, which was great.
Yes.
We've been both super, super busy, and we feel like we're still going to be busy for kind of a while.
Yes.
So it was really nice to take those days and not do anything, not travel, not do anything. Of course, we love our families. We miss that sort of experience, but it was just like so relaxing. And even I said I was going to work like a few of those 4 days, and I absolutely didn't, other than like maybe an hour, and it just felt so nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I think it was the first time as a couple, and maybe even individually, that we kind of did not plan really anything. We didn't, like when we went out, it was for long walks with Frida. And I think that also the fact that it's like, it was just about December and it was like 63 and sunny.
Being in Atlanta for the first time during this time of year was really nice.
Like just no need for a heavy jacket, you know? So we are still very much in our like love, explore Atlanta. And so that was just a really nice and much needed break. Mm-hmm.
And we made a nice little tasting board for our Thanksgiving
yeah, we did
dinner,
like a Thanksgiving grazing board. But here's the thing, like we're not really celebrating Thanksgiving and colonialism, obviously. And another thing is we usually eat the dishes we love anytime we want, not too frequently, but we'll have mashed potatoes. Like sometimes we'll have stuffing. Remember I was like,
well, not only that, because I usually have to make Thanksgiving once or twice before the holiday because of my work. So I'll be like, we have leftover literally Thanksgiving dinner on November 1st. Why not we eat that now? So by the time Thanksgiving comes around, we're like, we don't need that.
We don't. And usually I feel like we take like a global perspective when we're thinking about the rest of the menu. So that was incredible. What else? Oh my gosh, Beyonce, the Beyonce movie.
Last night we went to the Beyonce movie.
Yes. Is that what it's called?
The Renaissance, a film by Beyonce.
A film by Beyonce, yes.
Yeah. Which was amazing. You know,
so
I don't, it takes a really good version of a concert movie for me to be like enthralled the whole time. And it's only this is probably only the fourth concert movie that I've been like obsessed from beginning to end.
Yeah, it was incredible. And it was also so wonderful to see all the moments that we missed. Like especially Houston, seeing Megan Thee Stallion, Diana Ross, Kendrick Lamar in LA. But, you know, because we went first to see her in Toronto with our good friends from Columbus. And then we went again. I just was like having a little bit of FOMO because she was coming here to Atlanta. And I was like, I feel like it's going to be a different show. I'm just going to buy the tickets and I'll ask for forgiveness from Dan later. And he was not upset. He was like, cool, well, I figured you really kind of wanted to go and this would happen. So he was very unsurprised. Had an incredible time there too. And it was a different show.
It was, yeah. So, yeah, and the movie was just so cool seeing like the behind the scenes and some of the like funny mistakes and how they like rolled off of it and how big of an ordeal putting on such a worldwide tour is. And, it was just really, it was just so inspiring. Like I left being like, I'm going to cook this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to film this way. Just seeing her talk about how much she cared about the lighting of the show made me aspect. Setting up this podcast being like, just like Beyonce.
It was incredible though, even down to the screen, the massive screen that she put together. She hired more female like crew to do it. And then she also dressed them in kind of reflective, cute jumpsuits because she wanted them to show up in this film with that reflective wear instead of like something like in black. And just how dedicated she was. And also as a Black woman, last point, she said that people often kind of give her the runaround. And we saw one great example when, she was like, isn't there like a fisheye for this specific shot so that we can get the whole stage? And the person that she was talking to said, oh no, we're kind of limited to this one, unfortunately. And she was like, well, I was doing my research and actually it turns out there is one, and just the fact that people are trying to kind of tell her for her tour that there's not something, like why
Especially
would you BS Beyonce?
It's crazy in a situation like that too, because if she wants it, she's going to pay for it.
Exactly.
So like what sort of budget pinching were they, like it doesn't make sense why they were like telling her no for that.
It doesn't make sense. And it just, again, shows the care she takes for every detail and takes the time to really look into things, to invest in what she's producing. We're looking at our iPad, by the way. We try to keep a little bit of a flow to make sure we don't forget anything. Go ahead. You're are we at 10 minutes yet? How about, so we talked about what we've been doing, where we went, what we're eating. Oh my gosh. Well, we've been making a conscious effort because everything is so expensive. We're trying to be a little bit healthier, cost conscious. So we've been doing a ton of meal planning and eating vegetarian, very vegetarian forward. But why don't you talk about one of your favorite dishes lately? Yeah,
we've been remaking a salad that we had at Kimball House, and it was a kale salad, and it was like, we both were eating it like mind blown about how good it was. Mm-hmm. And we literally started asking the staff, like, what's in this? How can we make it? So it's like a caramelized shallot Caesar vinaigrette. Mm-hmm. That makes it so good. So we cook the shallots down until they're super crispy, and then you use that oil in the Caesar dressing. Mm-hmm. And it comes out like crazy good.
So good. We're going to have to make that soon. We don't have that on our menu. He was just looking at our menu for the week.
No.
That salad was so good.
But yeah, we've been doing some really good stuff. I made a really nice like curry the other night that we had with homemade naan.
That was so really good. Yeah, he made homemade naan. He almost burned the house down. No, I'm just joking. Got a little smoky.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, it was so good. I ate too and was very full.
And you were talking about what we're eating, but what are we drinking right now?
Right now, I picked up some wines from Three Parks, which is like right around the corner from us. It's wonderful, Black-owned wine shop. They have all kinds of great gifts and like little nibbles. So wonderful. This is Capo Nativo. And actually, I think the owner was there when I went last time, and she made some recommendations, shared her favorite wine with me. What I loved was, usually when someone's like, that really knows their stuff, I'm like, this is my favorite wine. I was like preparing for how expensive it was. Very approachable. And we went around Black Friday, so I got an additional % off and an additional bottle of wine. How about you? What are you drinking?
Before I mention what I'm drinking, I also want to shout out Murrells Row, which is a local spirit company.
Yes.
And we met one of the guys who runs this company, and they just launched their Amaro, and it's fantastic. I've been making Negronis with it. And speaking of Negroni, what I'm drinking right now is this Via Carota Negroni that Georgina just gave me. First of all, it's December 3rd, and we've given each other a Christmas present already because we have no patience or chill.
I know.
But yes, she got me this. We decided to do really small, low-key Christmas gifts this year, and
that's his
thrilled
first
about
gift.
this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to finish my Christmas gift by early December.
Listen, it's fine. It's this great Italian place in the West Village, and I love that they batch these out, and hopefully it's quality, it's good. I'm just joking, of course it is. Yeah, so I love that. And Dan gave me my first present, which was so meaningful. It's Brandy's newest album. I love Brandy. My sister and I would listen to her Full Moon album, like most of her music when we were young. That The Boy Is Mine, we would switch off Monica and Brandy. She is such a talent and such an inspiration to me. So it meant a lot. It was such a sweet, kind, thoughtful thing to do.
Well, I thought it did make sense to give that early since it's a Christmas album.
So I can listen to it. Yeah, it was. And I thought, we're making an Italian dinner tonight, and he gave me something, and I was like, well, I got something too. So we went to take out Frida, and I quickly wrapped the gift box. Well, the box that came in, it's not a gift box. What are we loving right now? I know you have a new game.
I've been playing, it's funny because at the end of the year, I normally do a quick little list on my Instagram story of my favorite games of the year. Mm-hmm. Not that anyone cares. They follow me for some recipes. But I like to do it. But this year, I haven't played as many games because I've been playing these really long games.
Yes.
And they're great, but
what are a few of those longer games?
Zelda. And Jedi Survivor.
Awesome.
They both were fantastic, but I'm I wish I was kind of playing these 20-minute or 10-hour indie games instead of a 200-hour Zelda. Because I got obsessed with it and I loved it, but it took me 4 months to finish. Yeah. But now I'm playing an indie game called Sea of Stars, and it's a JRPG, which is a turn-based role-playing game. Not my typical type of game. I don't really normally like that turn-based combat, but it's really cool. The music's fun. The graphics are
great.
Really cool. Yeah, so she's good. Bopping while I'm playing. And they're I just really love the art style, and so I thought I would try it out, and I got obsessed with it right away.
It's awesome. I love that. And I've been watching a show. It's kind of, cute on Netflix. It's called First Wives Club. And it's all a predominantly Black cast, just full of fantastic actors. And it's been nice just to watch something, relax. There's no horror, thrillerness, just fun, easy watching. So.
And the show we've been watching together, because I don't know how much we've talked about our BritBox obsession on this podcast before, but we love BritBox.
British crime shows.
And we've gone through almost all of them that are on there, and we're on our one of the last ones, and it's DCI Banks. Yeah. And it's just wild, weird,
it's
British
crime. It's so wonderful because there's always this kind of dry humor in some of them. Shouldn't say always. But also, if you also like British crime shows, literally leave a comment so that we can either be like, yeah, we watch that.
Yeah.
Or we can be like, we might take a gander. As long as it's not too gory.
What do you think your favorite was of all the British shows? Vera or?
I loved Shetland so much. But now that we're watching the new season a little, we just started like one episode. I'm remembering it was a little gory. And
it doesn't have the main guy anymore.
Who was my favorite. But I also love Perot. Not Perot. Paris. Yeah. DCI Paris, I think. DI, Detective Inspector. It's hard to choose. We've seen just so many good ones. Yeah. How about you?
Oh, I was going to say Vera. It took me a little bit to get used to it, but I started loving it. And then that weird one with the guy who ate the mayonnaise and French fries or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Oh, McDonald's
and Dobbs. Oh, that was a really good one too.
But in the normal shows that normal people like, we also are loving
what normal? What? We're abnormal for liking British crime.
We're loving Gilded Age.
Oh, yes.
The new season of Gilded Age.
How can we not, right? Yep. It's just so great. As for what's next, I am co-hosting a lovely dinner party for the ladies in Atlanta who are in influencer marketing. So it's going to be a chance for everyone to just get together, dress up, and just network a little bit, but also just have some fun. We've curated such a fun experience for them. Literally have a flow chart from when they enter, what happens, the run of show, everything. This is very me. Love that. I'm just so excited. We want to personalize it and make it meaningful. It's the first one of many. And then, January. Okay, so I had applied to speak at this conference. It took a lot of time crafting thoughtful titles and topics to speak about. It's Creator Economy Live. And I didn't hear back, and I was kind of bummed. I was like, dang, I really love these ideas. Well, lo and behold, I heard back. It's in Las Vegas. It's in January, and they would like me to speak.
Yeah.
So we are heading to Las Vegas.
Going to Vegas. I've never been. She's been a bunch. Because she's a big-time gambler. Just kidding.
I don't gamble. I went for conferences for work. It's not fun.
But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm going to eat my face off.
Yes. And, speaking of, if you have any recommendations for your favorite hotels, for your favorite restaurants, please let us know. We'll take any kind of recommendations, look them through, because we plan to eat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that might be almost it.
Yeah, that's all we plan to talk about. But I'm just thrilled that we have a new name for the podcast, that we feel like we maybe have the time and ability to do it a little more often. And I'm excited to be on this journey with everyone. And I'm glad we got a chance to talk about the food we're making, because
we're going to be talking about that a little more. Stay tuned. We have a project.
Tease.
I know. It's so annoying.
But yeah, thanks for listening as always, and we will see you all next time around.
We appreciate your support. Bye.